I want you to make me feel like Botox the only show in the world. Think we're the only ones that you'll ever love.
Come on, vibrato.
Like the only do.
That's it.
That's that one Rihanna couldn't hit the other night. Only girl in the world. Do 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 do. We're just waiting for Tysina, come on. Then we'll get to season 4. Bro Talk Love. Bro Talk Love. Oh yeah. Well, you sound real good singing that.
Thanks. I try.
Wait, I missed it.
No, we were waiting for you. So if you're back, then you can move.
Oh, I thought someone was saying something.
Are you done?
Who was scarfing down treats?
I'm trying. Give me a second.
Scooby-Doo over there.
It's really important that I get this out.
So she said.
I'm ready.
Welcome to another edition of Bro Talk Live, Season 4, Episode 1. That is my broadcast voice. My name is Jay Urban, back in the regular seat, the boss seat. And I'm going to kick it to my main man, Dex. What up, bro? Oh, girl, we can't hear you.
Dex the one here. Excited to be here. Shout out to Team Dex. We are ready for another season.
Team Dex, are they still in Are they still in attendance?
Team Dex is still in attendance. Yes, we've been having our summer meetings and everything. Like, we are still, legit. We're here.
Summer meetings.
Okay. Tyler God, what up, bro?
All is well. Happy to be back in my spot. You look a little strong today. You've been working out?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You know I'm swole. I've been, hitting up there, gym. Bill, how are you, sir? How was your vacation?
Oh, it was so wonderful. I still have a job to come back to, so I'm grateful.
And I got my annual new job like normal.
Come on.
That's good. So have you guys been enjoying the summertime weather?
Oh, absolutely. And unlike you all, we have water.
And lower taxes. So yeah, that's what you guys have to look forward to. I appreciate it. All right. Well, if no one has anything else to say, we'll kick it over to the Bro Talk camera here, and we'll start some of the timeline stuff that we have to go through. The first story we're going to talk about today is our main man, the newest member of the Black Heritage collection there, and that is Colin Kaepernick. He has decided to make his opinions and his viewpoints known to the rest of the world, and something that a lot of us have been trying to say for a very long time. Let's take you through the timeline. It all started on August 27th when Colin Kaepernick, he is a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, former starting quarterback in their Super Bowl run that they lost against the Ravens. I'll say no more. But he started when he protested the national anthem because he said he didn't like the way it treated minorities. He said, quote, "I'm not going to stand up to show pride in a flag for a country that oppresses Black people and people of color. To me, this is bigger than football, and it would be selfish on my part to look the other way. There are bodies in the street and people getting paid to leave and getting away with murder." On September 1st, the next game, he also sat down. This time he took a knee, though, while they played the national anthem. And during the post-game press conference, he pledged $1 million to charity as the protests keep going. He said, quote, "I'm currently working with organizations to be involved and making sure that I'm actively in these communities, as well as donating the first $1 million I make this year to different organizations to help these communities and to help these people." That was not all that he said during this press conference. It was quite a lengthy one where a lot of people had their first chances to ask him, all of the questions that they had a week to think about. They asked him, why did you want to donate that $1 million and why take a knee instead of sit? He said, it was just something I was thinking about to try to make sure that I'm not just talking about something, but I'm actively being involved and actively trying to make a change in these communities. And I've been very blessed to be in this position and to make the kind of money I do and I have to help these people. I have to help these communities. It's not right that they're not put in position to succeed or given those opportunities to succeed. As far as taking a knee tonight, Eric, who is also a member on his team, as well as myself, had a very long conversation with Nate Boyer, who is a military vet. We were talking to them about how we can get the message back on track and not take away from the military, not take away from our pride in our country, but keep the focus on what the issues really are. As we talked about it, we came up with taking a knee because there are issues that still need to be addressed. And there was also a way to show more respect for the men and women that fight for this country. Some more questions included people asking him, are you disappointed that the message has seemed to get lost by the media? He says, quote, I think that's something that's hard for this country to address, is what the real issues are, and coming to the point that where we can admit that these are issues. Once we admit that, we can deal with it, we can fix them, and we can make this country and these communities a better place. Yeah, it's disappointing because it takes us further away from the end goal, which is making the communities in this country a better place. They also asked him, because he decided to stand and clap for God Bless America, they asked him what's the difference between that and the national anthem. And that's when he clarified his stance. He said, once again, I'm not anti-American. I love America. I love people. That's why I'm doing this. I want to help make America better. I think having these conversations helps everyone have a better understanding of where everybody is coming from. Those conversations are important to have because the better we understand each other, the better we know each other, the better we can deal and communicate with each other, which ultimately makes everyone and puts everyone in a better position. Finally, they asked him about the socks that he wore earlier that day during the practice session. The socks, if you can see in these pictures, are a picture of cops, described as pigs. They asked him were the socks not negative. He said, no, once again, we have cops that are murdering people. We have cops in the SFPD, the San Francisco Police Department, that are blatantly racist, and those issues need to be addressed. I have uncles, I have friends who are cops, and I have great respect for them because they're doing it for the right reason, and they genuinely want to protect and help people. That's not the case with all cops, and the cops that are murdering people and are racist, putting other cops in danger, like my family, like my friends. That's an issue that needs to be addressed. The Alameda County Sheriff's Office has also invited him to their police academy. They asked him, was he considering going? He said, yeah, I'm most definitely considering it because the SFPD has a lot of issues. And I think one of the issues that need to be addressed is the racist text messages that have been passed back and forth between police department members. Not only talking about the community, but also talking about colleagues that work in the same department as them. A couple of days later, actually the very next day, the Santa Clara police threatened to boycott and not to do any security for 49ers games in wake of the Colin Kaepernick controversy. They released this statement, the 49ers are allowing this to come out from an employee and is making for a hostile work environment for us at the stadium. The union's letter also stated that its board of directors have, quote, a duty to protect its members and work to make all of their working environments free of harassing behavior. September 3rd, Colin Kaepernick was announced that it was announced that Colin Kaepernick will make the roster for the San Francisco 49ers, ensuring he will have a job for the season. On the 4th, U.S. soccer star Megan Rapinoe, she knelt during her national anthem in a little nod to Kaepernick, saying that it was discussing the way he was treated. And on September 5th, Obama said, I think he cares about some real legitimate issues that have to be talked about. So the president agreeing with one Colin Kaepernick. Guys, how do you feel about the attention and the backlash that Colin Kaepernick has gotten over the past couple of weeks while he's been taking this stand?
Isn't he taking the same stand as Donald Trump, make America great again?
Yeah, that is actually what he's doing. But one person gets criticized and the other person gets, praised. Was that all? Is that all you had to say?
That was it.
I mean, for me, when I initially saw it, I'm just like, oh, I don't agree with that. I don't necessarily think it's necessary to kneel down or not, pay your respects to the national anthem. For me, like anytime I go to an event, a sporting event or anything, and they play it, it's just an instinct for me to put my hand over my heart. My heart's here. Yeah, to put my hand over my heart and just pay my respect and just believe and just be happy that I'm American and I'm in this place.
What do you believe in? You said believe. What we believe in?
Yeah, I mean, just like I've overcome so much as an American. Like my family has, people like me have overcome so much. So it's just like I just feel like we're such a big part of this country. So like I was like, oh, I don't think he needs to do that. But then I started to see the messages that people. Well, no, I didn't pay attention to the lyrics, but like more so the messages that people were putting out about him. And they're just like, go, if you don't want to be here, leave, go elsewhere, calling him all types of N-words. And it's just like, when this guy is catching a football for you, there's no issues at all. Like there's no calling him the N-word. He's your hero at that point. But then when he tries to take a stand for something that he believes in, you're disrespectful. Like you're calling him the N-word. You're telling him to go back to Africa. You're saying that he doesn't care about the country. And like to me, like that's a problem because like I feel like I do and I care a lot about this country, and I talk about that often, that I do care about the country. But
Why you
like
still got your hand over your heart?
Yeah, you can remove.
see what I mean? It's an instinct. You just can't take it off.
Why you still got your hand over there? What's going on?
but like just like I said, like I care a lot about this country as well. But like there are things that are happening. There are bodies legit in the street, and I have a problem with that. I should be able to say that. Like it shouldn't be an issue if a person says like, oh, you know what? This is a problem. America, this is a problem. Wake up and look at this problem. And as soon as somebody calls attention to that, you want to call them out and tell them to go back to Africa. Like, that is the reason why he's sitting down, and also the reason why other people are going to start sitting down. But it won't be people who are football players that are sitting down. It'll be people that are working like in regular jobs that are sitting down, and that's what causes racial division and causes a race war. That's a problem.
He
I
has
love, when
the
people
same
tell,
exact
I love when people
spirit.
tell us to go back to Africa like like they don't have some place to go back to as well. Like the only people that would deserve to be here are the Native Americans.
You know what interests me about all the people who hate him so much and who have talked down to him about protesting is he literally has the same exact spirit that all of the ancestors that not our ancestors, their ancestors that they respect, with all that no taxation without representation. The British are coming, all that foolishness that you guys did. You weren't respecting the British country because you thought that there was something better out there, and so people had to stand up and protest and enslave others. No, I'm kidding. But they did all the stuff that you respect so much that you teach year after year instead of Black history. But when somebody else does it, when somebody does it in basically modern day form, you act like you've never seen this before. You act like he's being so, like, he didn't burn the flag. He didn't. Only thing he did was show a protest, and they're like, he's not violently protesting. He is protesting and bringing issues to the forefront. No, I'm not going to stand here and play this game and just keep going as if nothing's wrong. I'm not going to do that anymore. And the only way that we're really going to get anywhere is if people who are in position start to stand up and say things. And so I definitely congratulate him for doing it. I've seen many comments, some people that I didn't expect to make negative comments about him, like old teachers of mine and things like that. I wasn't really expecting that, but I'm definitely in full support of what he's doing.
Bill, do you have any thoughts on Mr. Kaepernick?
I do, as the resident Black Panther member here.
Go back to Africa.
Right. It's interesting. There are a couple points. The first thing is, which is very interesting, is that people often say that, when we play the Star Spangled Banner, we're like saluting the troops. That's actually not true. The Star Spangled Banner is literally an ode to the War of 1812, and to the slaves that lost at Fort McHenry. Like, it's literally an ode to slavery. And so we're not actually supporting our troops because the Constitution had not even ratified a military at the time. There were still Minutemen. So in 1812, here's what most people don't. They never really go forth and they go. We get the old "say, can you see?" Here's the part we never really get to, and this is the third verse. Because Francis Scott Key was actually a slave. He was actually a plantation owner. He owned a sugar plantation in Maryland, which means he was a slave owner. In the War of 1812, the British, they asked slaves, they recruited slaves to fight for them under the pretense that they would be freed men. So when Francis Scott Key actually wrote the Star Spangled Banner, it was because he saw the flag still standing after the slaves, the former slaves, had attacked Fort McHenry. And these are the words that he wrote. He said, here we are, let's see. And where's that band who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight and the gloom of the grave, and the star-spangled banner and triumph doth wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And it's most interesting that all of these people who are pledging, their support for Old Glory and for the Stars and Bars, they always seem to leave out the part where we are. Oh yeah, for the Stars and Bars, they always seem to leave out the part where we're disenfranchised or we're not being equal. I mean, because our Constitution still says that people of color are still 3/5 of a person. I mean, black people don't even have the right to vote. It's still a bill that is voted on in the House of Representatives every 4 years. Like, how about we get into that? Or how about we get into the fact that African Americans, that a white ex-convict is 4 times more likely to get a job than a black man with a college degree, or that we're 10% of the American population, but we're 50% of the prison population. Nobody ever seems to talk about that part.
We're still talking about Kaepernick, right?
Absolutely.
Well, these are some of the issues that Kaepernick was addressing.
These are the issues.
The reason he did that. And
but everybody's just like, oh my God, he's disrespecting the military. How, Sway? How?
All right. Any last words on Kaepernick? Are we all going to continue to stand for the national anthem, or how do you feel looking forward? Do you think you're going to sit now when it's played, or what?
When I'm asked to sing it, I'm actually going to start singing that third verse.
I mean, I'll still stand for the national anthem, but I also still stand up for what I believe in as well. Like, I don't feel like I need to sit down to protest that I feel like black Americans are, at a disadvantage and treated unfairly.
Todd, do you plan on standing or sitting when you hear the national anthem the next time?
I don't hear the national anthem often, believe it or not. So I have not decided whether or not I don't know. I actually, believe it or not, didn't know about that cute little verse that they snuck in there. And I always know about these things, and so I don't know how that slipped my education. But I honestly don't think that I will. I think I'm finished. Like, why should I stand for that? I actually think we should start a real petition to change it. Like, I don't think that should be the national anthem anymore. I really don't.
And I don't either. And John Legend doesn't think it should be either.
What you going to change it to?
William had a suggestion to America the Beautiful. I thought that was nice. I'm not trying to be ridiculous, to change it to the Cash Money or anything crazy like that.
It was the Dipset anthem.
Cash Money.
But truthfully, though, it's 2016. Why can't we just write something new?
Or get John Legend and the crew to write something new.
I think Ashanti should be in charge of.
I know that's
absolutely.
I know that's right.
No, thank you.
I know that's right.
We might as well stick with these little hirelings and slaves.
I think if we go through some of Michael Jackson and Prince's old stuff, and
I'm sure we can find it
had released. I'm sure we did find a perfectly good national anthem.
Oh.
All right, I direct your attention to the screen. We're going to talk about none other than Miss Lena Dunham.
This woman, I get sick of looking at her.
This is the second time we've talked about Lena on this show.
And last.
The first of which he said last.
We're talking about Lena. Why do you have a picture of Hillary Clinton up there?
Good one, Ann Coulter. Good one.
If you haven't heard, Lena Dunham tried to make make a suspect or whatever you want to call it, out of OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr., wide receiver for the New York Giants. At the Met Gala they went to earlier this year, they were sat next to each other, and she decided to write in an interview that she did with Amy Poehler. More on that later. Good Lord, could you imagine those two just? Oh my God!
If he wanted nothing to do with her, like everybody else,
except for
exactly. Could you blame him? She said, I was sitting next to Odell Beckham Jr., and it was so amazing because it was like he looked at me and he determined that I was not the shape of a woman by his standards. He was like, quote, "That's a marshmallow, that's a child, that's a dog." It wasn't mean, he just seemed confused. The vibe was very much, do I want to F it? Is it wearing it's wearing a tuxedo. I'm going to go back to my cell phone. It was like we were forced to be together, and he literally was scrolling Instagram rather than have to look at a woman in a bow tie. I was like, quote, "This should be the Metropolitan Museum of getting rejected by athletes." That was the quote she had to say about Odell. People were pissed on Twitter about it, and they let her hear it. Danny Cow on Twitter said, in Lena Dunham's head, men who don't engage in convos with her are just conflicted about wanting to F her. Anthony Morrow said Lena Dunham just really tried to slam Odell Beckham Jr. over a conversation she had with herself in her head. Look, if OBJ wanted to F someone who looked like Lena Dunham, he sees Eli Manning in practice every day. That was me.
Oh, great.
And they gave him the Will Smith face. They said, hey, Odell, hey, Odell, and gave the Will Smith look away. These last two are the two that stuck with me the most. Someone said maybe Odell Beckham Jr. just watched an episode of Girls and assumed that Lena Dunham doesn't talk to black people, which she pretty much doesn't in the show. Right. And Kid Fury said, Lena Dunham, maybe Odell just didn't want to talk to you because he heard about the relationship your sister and your fingers once had.
Wow.
So yeah, they let her have it. For her part, though, she did apologize. Well, she got someone, I would say, to apologize. I don't know if she wrote it or not. But here goes the apology. I owe Odell Beckham Jr. an apology. Despite my moments of bravado, I struggle at industry events.
Bravado? Girl.
And in life with the sense that I don't rep a certain standard of beauty. And so when I show up to the Met Ball, surrounded by models and swan-like actresses, it's hard not to feel like a sack of flaming garbage. This felt especially intense with a handsome athlete as my dinner companion and a bunch of women I was sure he'd rather be seated with. But I went ahead and projected these insecurities and made totally narcissistic assumptions about what he was thinking, then presented those assumptions as facts. I feel terrible about it because after listening to lots of valid criticism, it's unfair to ascribe misogynistic thoughts to someone I don't know at all. We have never met.
This white privilege is wearing me out.
You don't want to hear about it?
No, we got to hear the rest of it.
Then presented those assumptions as facts. Hashtag white privilege. Hashtag white tears.
Can we stop? Jason, can you finish?
We'll just go on. I would never intentionally contribute to a long and often violent history of the over-sexualization of black male bodies, as well as false accusations by white women towards black men. I'm so sorry, particularly to OBJ, who has every right to be on his cell phone. The fact is, I don't know his state of mind. I don't know a lot of things, and I shouldn't have acted like I did. Much love and thanks to Lena. She also tagged him in the post. Guys, did Lena Dunham's apology change the way that you think about her initial actions? Did they make up for it?
Stood out. She doesn't know a lot of things, so she ought to shut up. That's all we want to know.
Dex, are you forgiving Lena Dunham?
You know I don't play with Lena Dunham since we talked about her from the last time on the show. Like the fact that you snuck this in here and presented this story and you thought I was going to talk about it is a problem. Like I'm about to be like Colin Kaepernick and sit out because I feel disrespected by this. Like I'm not talking about this woman. This is exactly what I said the last time when she told that story about how she molested her sister or whatever. I was like, I'm finished with her. And the fact that HBO kept the show Girls on is a problem. Why are you even invited to the Met Gala? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I feel you. Bill, should Lena Dunham feel the way that, feel as sorry as she does? Do you feel like, she got a bad rap? People were jumping on her pretty hard, especially when Kid Fury said that the relationship she had with her sister and her fingers.
Relationship?
I want to when you have this kind of past, like you just don't do things like that, like because everybody's going to start wearing you out from way back when.
Didn't they take 16 and counting off of the air for the same thing?
Absolutely.
What's she doing still on TV with a fat? With her marshmallow self? Isn't that what she called herself?
And the fact that she called herself a marshmallow, like you have a lot of self-esteem issues that you legit need to get looked at. Like that's a problem.
Wait, did you guys know that marshmallow was not spelled M-E-L-L-O-W? It's M-A-L-L-O-W, like marshmallow?
We didn't care.
Because you can spell it D-U-N-A-M for all I care. Dunham.
Isn't she naked on that show too?
Don't make me feel like drink out. Can we move away from this?
Like she legit gets naked on that show, doesn't she? With those little orangutan titties, like no man. Stay with
what we won't do is talk about Lena Dunham's breasts. on Bro Talk Live.
I feel like
Is move on. Britney Spears is upset, guys. If you haven't heard, she performed at the VMAs a couple of weeks ago with Macklemore. Is that Macklemore?
Yeah,
Is that Macklemore?
That is not. That is G-Eazy. That is not Macklemore.
Oh.
Okay. Macklemore 2.0.
they're the same person.
She performed with.
That sounded pretty good, actually.
Don't he look
Who
like
sounded pretty good?
Who was that guy off of Doug?
Rapped it.
Who was the guy off of Doug the Bully?
Roger. Roger.
Yeah, they look like Roger.
Roger Klotz.
She performed with Roger Klotz at the MTV VMAs at Madison Square Garden, but she's pissed because apparently she was told she was going to be the headliner, and she did not see the performance by Beyonce coming. She said, quote, her representative said, quote, she felt like she was flat out lied to by the producers. Britney thought that she was the headliner and could not believe how they screwed her over. Everyone in Britney's camp was really quite blindsided by Beyonce's performance. Hardly anyone knew that Beyonce was going to be the main event. Britney is saying she'll never do the VMAs again.
We won't miss you, Britney.
You won't miss her at all?
No. Absolutely not.
Well, I thought it was a pity performance. Like, they allowed her to come on there and show her stuff, and she should be grateful.
And it wasn't even a good performance. Like, for that to be the comeback performance for her career, that just shows you where her career is. Nobody's buying that. Like, her tracks weren't even synced to her mouth movements. That was so bad. Like, she couldn't even invest in a quality Memorex microphone. Like, even Mariah Carey has a good lip sync microphone. You couldn't even respect the people enough to get a good lip sync microphone.
Did
Absolutely
you see her
not.
She's like switching microphones, and I'm like,
Swinging his hair around.
Yeah, she had the headset on first, and then she switched it to the handheld.
like, Brittany, we're done. Like,
Well,
come back and have a seat.
now, I know we all love Beyonce, and I can agree that Beyonce did an amazing job at the VMAs, and Britney Spears showed up. However, that is a problem. If MTV told Britney Spears that she's going to headline the show, she needs to headline the damn show. Like, you can't say, like, oh,
No, this is what they told Britney. With that big display they gave Rihanna, there's
Exactly.
no way
It's Rihanna's night.
that she
Anyone's
was
night.
headlining.
It's Rihanna's night.
No way.
So how the hell would she think she's headlining?
Well, if that was, I just feel like I almost feel like that she's telling the truth, because I don't feel like Britney Spears is. I don't think she has the mental capacity to tell a lie. I really
She
don't.
doesn't have the mental capacity to headline anything but a seat.
True.
She
However,
performed one time. Rihanna performed like a billion, and Beyonce performed for like 30 minutes. What made her think
Commercial free. Commercial
what
free.
in her
No
mind
interruptions.
told her she was headlining? No one told her that.
what in her mind? MTV told her that she was headlining the show. That's why.
There's
That's
no way
why when
that
Britney came
we're
out.
gonna give you 2 minutes on air and you're headlining for 2 damn minutes.
That's why when Britney Spears came out, she didn't know what to do. She looked like she was lost. That's why she didn't know when to put that jacket on. That's why she didn't know which microphone. She was blindsided. She thought she was headlining
Let me tell
the
you
show.
something. What they said to Britney, it's the same thing that's been happening. Britney Spears saw Kevin Federline, and he was like, yo, I'm trying to trap you. And she was like, oh my God, he loves me. She's never had the mental capacity to think past anything. The MTV was like, yo, we want you to come on out here, do a little set. She's like, oh my God, I'm headlining.
What MTV said was, if you insist. She's like, I'm coming to I want to sing. And they said, if you insist. And they kept on moving.
If you insist.
They didn't tell her anything. And then she came up with from that on headlining. They didn't say that. All they said was, if you insist.
So are you saying that
For
Britney
2
Spears?
minutes.
Are you saying that Britney Spears has been drinking the same Kool-Aid that Lena Dunham has been drinking, and they just come up with these things in her head and just go with them?
Absolutely, because you heard Beyonce. She was there for rehearsals. I know she heard Beyonce set and how long it was going to be. So she should have known. She was waiting over there in them seats, waiting for Beyonce and her crew to finish. She should have been taking notes, and she should have known that performance was going to be way longer than hers. That little 2-bit thing that she did.
Jason, you think B allowed her to come to the rehearsal?
You're right.
Yes, I think she did. I think she said.
Serious.
I think she
Beyonce
said.
had her waiting outside.
I think she said.
They were like, Brittany wants to see your sound check. She was like, who?
No, she's like, they're like, Brittany wants to see your sound check. She said, thank God, because you need it, girl. You need all the help you can get. And then Rihanna said, you want to see mine too? Brittany was like, nah, I'm good.
That was the timeline. It is now time for Q&A, and we're going to introduce a little fun wrinkle into this, but I'll let Ty introduce it first. So Ty, here goes to your segment.
Q&A. You ask us your actually I've missed this because people ask me for advice anymore. You ask us your questions and we'll answer them to the best of our ability. It's Q&A. Yay.
All right, cool. So the first thing that we're going to do here, we have 4 questions today. I want you to choose 2 of them based on the person, place, and thing, because that's how we learned in school how to identify things with the person, place, and the thing.
Oh God, Jason.
So you read the person, place, and thing. Which ones we want based on the person?
Let's do.
Look at this ex-con one.
All right, let's do ex-con.
So let me just read all of them. We got the mom, dad, and son. The place is home. Thing is nudes. For the next one, we have the person is friends. The place is in their feelings, and the thing is a novel. For the third one, we have a woman, ex-con, and a 5-year-old. The place is a school, and the thing is education. And the last one, a brother and a sister. The place is a wedding, and the thing is an invitation. So which 2 do you want?
Let's do ex-con and mom, dad, and
Mom,
son.
dad, son, and news.
All right, so let's do mom, dad, son, and news first, okay?
Jeez.
Why would you choose that?
Seems like it'll be interesting.
It just sounds like a stunt.
Definitely is. All right, so let's go ahead to the mom, dad, and the nudes.
Mom, dad, son, and news. Let's do this. My 11-year-old son recently came across some pictures of me that his father took of me back when we were 16. We have been together for a long time and got married when I was pregnant with my son. The pictures were in an old shoebox filled with love notes and other teenage memories. The problem is that the pictures are nude shots. You can't really tell that the pictures are of me, and my appearance has changed pretty dramatically since I was 16. Hair color, weight difference, boobs, etc. My son came to me really worried with the concern that his father was potentially hoarding teenage porn. I didn't directly tell him that the pictures were of me, but assured him that his father didn't look at or keep teenage porn, and that I would speak to him about it. But should I be more direct? Which is worse, thinking your father has kiddie porn or knowing that you just saw a 16-year-old version of your mother naked?
Wow.
Yikes.
I would be like, if I was the mom, I'd be like, that dirty dog. I can't believe that he would have this teenage porn. I got to do something about this. There's no way in it. HE that you are telling your child that is you. That is not you. You don't know who that girl is in that picture, and you got to throw him under the bus because why does he still have that? Like, you're never going to get that. Why does he still have that?
You ain't gonna get that old thing back.
I didn't mean to say that.
Good Lord. Why were you taking new photographs at 16 on this on this, not even this Kodak, on this Polaroid?
And you got the nerve to talk about us.
Doing?
These new Polaroids gotta go. Why would you still have that?
Yeah, the pictures are black and white.
Like, he's looking at these old pictures of you naked and then like seeing you today, and like there's no point of that. Like there can be.
Did you have one of the feathers in your head?
That.
Like I feel like she had one of the little feathers, little feathers.
With the
one of
heavy
old pictures like from the
Never
Titanic
mind.
where she was like lying down, he was painting her.
I think she's a little naive in thinking that the kid doesn't know that it's her. Like I feel like the kid knows, and he's probably just not telling you because there's no way he can't see some resemblance in that picture to you. Like I feel like if you're 16, you're pretty much found for him. Huh?
Yeah, he's seen old pictures of her before. Like even, parents always have younger pictures of themselves when they were younger. She can't be that old.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like I think he's lying to her. Like he knows that that's her.
He probably just wants you to admit it. So go ahead and admit that it was you. And
No, you don't either. Don't listen to them. They don't know because that boy's gonna judge you. Like you do not want a 16-year-old judging you.
You don't want him thinking that his dad has kiddie porn and all of a sudden he thinks it.
Oh, okay. Well, let my wife.
He's trying to have kitty porn and he's in jail.
That's yikes.
Let my child find a naked picture of me from when I was from back in the day or whatever. My wife is going to my wife is going to jail because I'm like, I don't know why your mom has that. She's so dirty. Like, I'm throwing her under the bus. I can't. No, never admitting to that.
I don't know. I think you should just tell him. That's my advice.
My thing.
You
don't
should
have
find that whole box
thinking
and
that your
burn the whole
father's a
box.
pervert though. That's not good.
That's dead.
I don't want him to
Wait,
think
you
that.
really think that
Also,
she should? You really think she should tell him? You better tell that boy to mind his damn business.
What business did he have snooping around? That's the biggest
Exactly.
problem. Why is he snooping around your stuff?
That's what you
need to go after.
Yeah,
Why-
well,
why
if you don't, if he said, "Mama, what is this?" Boy, if you don't put that picture down and get like, please, not explaining nothing to you. You're a child.
That's it. Stay in a child's place.
That's it.
That's right.
Oh,
Next
stay in the
up.
child's place. That's what we're gonna give him. Stay in the child's place.
Stay in the child's place.
That's right.
You just
Children
don't
are
let
seen, not heard.
You just don't let me find no naked pictures of you.
That's it.
That's all you need to worry about.
That's it, Dex. That's good rearing.
I'm the one who should be going through your stuff. You shouldn't be going through my stuff.
What I look like explaining myself to a child, sitting down like, oh, what am I gonna do? Please.
Right. This is my house. Everything in it belongs to you.
Something else right here to be going through, some asking questions.
All right, question number
Only thing he
2.
need to be going through is homework.
That's right. Some study notes.
Study notes. You got time to lean, he got time to clean. Tell him stop leaning and looking through stuff and pick up a broom. That's what you tell him.
That's why I get those ceiling fans dusted like it's supposed to.
That's it.
Can we request
and hit the woodworks?
Send us the picture.
Please don't send it to me.
You want to see
Dex,
the
Dex, give me your email.
Tell us slide to the DM.
I'm just joking. Next question.
Dex, give me your email.
I'm good. Don't you send me nothing, woman.
All right, go ahead.
Like, what did we come to? What does this come to? Next question. Just some background so y'all know who y'all talking to. Oh, God.
They always give an attitude. Why y'all give us attitude? Like, why us? Like, what do we do?
I designed an attitude. That woman was not giving an attitude.
Educated black woman with a bachelor's degree. I'm engaged to the. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, it doesn't.
That's the tone that I'm getting from this. I don't know why. I read it. I have to be right about this.
All right, go ahead.
I'm engaged to a wonderful man. No, I'm kidding. Man who has spent the. Oh.
Are we reading or what?
You might be right.
All right, I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm Stop. I'm engaged to a wonderful man who has a past felony conviction, and we have an extremely loving, rambunctious, highly energetic 5-year-old son together. I majored in communications and HR, but
I know that's right.
I'm successful in finding a career in my field, and I'm an entry-level administrative role. My fiance is working for a very low wage due to the felony conviction. I would love to expose our son to so much, but the finances are just not there. I am disappointed in our local school district grading and have decided for kindergarten, I will send him to charter school. I worry about our son's future constantly, and I see that the opportunities for our young black youth are severely less. Is there a question here?
It keeps going.
Oh,
How would you go off?
oh my. I feel that we have brought this child into circumstances that are not conducive to him living a better life in the future. And I feel so much guilt because of that. My fiance is of the mindset that he will do fine without our putting a large amount of pressure on him, and that our income level will have no effect on him. But at work, there are young people who are doing extremely well in life, and they all came from affluent families who could afford for them to live in areas where the school districts are high performing. I want my child to have the same opportunities. How do I get rid of the heartache and guilt I feel at not being able to give our son the best?
I know what you do. I know what you do. I know what you do.
Take his ass out of that charter school.
Take his ass out of the school, and you get him a fake address. I know a whole bunch of kids who had a fake address going into high school, and they just picked somebody to address them down the street and got their mail sent there or whatever like that. But they was able to go to the school that they wanted to because you sit here and you give them your grandmother or your auntie or whoever's living in that neighborhood, give them their address, and you get him into that school. That's how you do it.
First thing you gotta do.
Yeah, I mean, I consider myself to be relatively accomplished, and I did go to all public schools. It really is a matter of what you do for him at home, how you work with him at home, the values that you give him. Like, yes, the school might not have all the resources, but the best resource you can have is a good parent. So if you sit him down, you work with him, you tutor him. Like, you have your degree in communications. Obviously, you're educated. He has to get those values from you.
I have a degree in communications. Let's not push it.
I believe in you, Dex. You're going to make it one day.
So does.
I'm just saying, don't think just because you have a degree that you're educated, because there are a lot of people out here that have degrees and they are not educated. So let's not.
There's a lot of what, Dexes? Dex, there's a lot of what?
People.
What'd you say after that?
What's more important, this woman's advice or your foolishness?
Actually, let me tell you what you really need to do, because it's not about the education of where you send your child to. You need to break up with your boyfriend. That's really what the issue is.
Why he got this?
Dex, shut up.
No, because read what she said. Read what she said. Like, she was legit going on and on about how she's so educated, this, that, and the third. Her boyfriend is a felon. The only reason they're still together. The only reason that they're still together is because they have a child together. Like, this man is legit. Everything that she said that she wants for her child.
Reason they're still together.
I know, but she didn't say it, but we know that's true. And like, she's going on and on and on about how she wants this good stuff for her child or whatever. But then he's like, oh, we don't need that. Like, legit, in my head, this guy doesn't do anything. And you say this stuff that you want for your child, but this guy doesn't want the same stuff for your child. He's not even pushing you to do better for your child. Why would you ever say that, like, oh, we'll be fine, we don't have a lot of money, we'll be fine? No, like, you need to find other ways to get around that. And he's not giving her any solutions. He's just giving more problems. He is the heartache. He's going to make you feel guilty. Get rid of him.
I'm ready to give real advice now.
Nah, that was as real as it gets. Shout out to Whitney Houston.
Number one, thing that a lot of parents do when they don't have a lot of money, they put their kids in a lot of free programs, music programs, things like that. Give your son some kind of talent, some kind of skills, put him in football, blah, 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 and tutor him at home and make sure you supplement his academics, blah, blah, blah. You don't have to feel bad. Just make sure you give him an education. And when you guys make it, you'll make it. I really didn't have much growing up, but I am the most successful person on the panel. Thank you, Ned.
Oh, well.
I am. Moving forward.
Good Lord. Well, with that, make sure you send all your questions to Mr. Tyshawn Gross at TysonJG at.
Don't give out my email. I don't know these people.
BroTalkLive.com/questions. Hit up BroTalkLive.com/questions with all of your questions. I think that's it. All right, so it's now time to play a game in just a time. It is called Odds Maker, and I want the odds that you guys think odds that this stuff is actually going to happen that I'm going to name. Are you guys ready to play the game?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the first one I have is, what's the odds that Rihanna and Drake actually become official and Rihanna actually claims Drake at all, period? They now have matching tattoos of camouflaged sharks on their arm. And Rihanna did kind of kiss him on the side, on the cheek a little bit at the VMAs. So, guys, what are the odds that Aubrey will ever be official?
100%.
Pretty high, because didn't she already didn't they already claim one another? I thought.
Give me a number.
100.
100 to 100.
Oh, 100. Okay. Dex, you say 100 too?
Mm-hmm.
And Bill, what you say?
Since they said 100, I'm going to say slim to none. He's moist and she's manly.
Oh, come on.
And a sex symbol for millions. So I'm going to go ahead and say 50%.
Zero.
50%.
Okay.
All right, well,
zero.
Bill, Okay, well, Bill, you win because I was going to say 0 too. So, Bill, you're right.
Wait.
Because you
Wait, he wins because he was supposed to see your answer?
how
What the hell are you?
No, this was right. Like,
bloody how are you?
huh?
What the fuck?
What you mean?
What?
You confused? Like, what?
What
What did we sign up for? Like, no, seriously, what did we sign up for? So is this a game like we
No
want to be
idea.
realistic, or we want to just guess what Jason would say? Like, I don't understand.
Yes,
Yeah,
what
we-
Jason
No,
was saying.
it was right. It was wrong. It's a question. There's a right and a wrong answer. So
Where you get
that's
these
what it
answers
was.
from?
So
Who told
the
you?
game,
So,
guess
like,
what
we're-
Jason's thinking, like every day.
All
So
right,
we're
let's
guessing what
move on. Next question. Usain Bolt recently was reported to knock down 27 women after winning the 100 and 200 meters at the Olympics. Apparently, he had several orgies and illicit sexual affairs. But his girlfriend is now taking him back, and they are reported to be engaged. So, what are the chances that Usain Bolt, the fastest man in the world, 3 Olympics in a row, gets locked down?
I mean, he'll probably marry her, but he's going to continue his behavior.
Locked down with what though? Because
Down
are we
as in,
talking
like having a wife and settling down?
He's going to settle down, all right. Settle down.
when it falls off? I would go with 50% because he might have another Olympics in him, but
He doesn't.
not
Have
He doesn't. He's
I
done.
want to go ahead with 100% because he's no longer running in the Olympics.
He's going to
So
run
you think
in
he,
the
you think he gonna be done with the girls?
He absolutely is done.
No, he's not done.
He absolutely is.
So Ty, what you gonna give him?
I mean, what do you call this? Like locked down, but you're still continuing to cheat, and then you get divorced later, and she takes some of your money. Like that's what's going to
That's
happen.
0. So that's a 0% chance, right?
All right, then 0.
Oh, I mean, no, maybe not because Cassie. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go the Cassie route,
what?
that's,
Who?
Wait, what are you doing?
Who is
I'm
that?
just saying, like if you put her in Cassie's category, she never actually got married.
Yeah.
But so Diddy's not actually locked down, but he's still kind of with her. You know what I'm saying?
Usain's mom insists that he gets married, and then those parents always tell you what to do. So he's going to get married.
So you're saying
Right.
0% chance though that he stays locked down.
Yeah, no, he's not going to stay that way though. Look at her.
Look at her.
All right. Well, Ty, you were right because I gave them a 12% chance, and 12 is closest to 0 out of all of these guys. So, Ty, you are right. Congratulations for that one.
So we are trying to get as close to what you think is possible. That's what's happening.
Absolutely. You already know that.
And why
This
the
is
hell would
close
you
to
give
the right
them?
answer.
Why don't you give them 12? You're annoying. Move on.
Last but not least, Nene Leakes has revealed her body. So what are the odds that Nene just quote unquote went to the gym and got this body?
0.
The gym. First off, that doesn't even look like a body that you would get from a doctor. So I think she might have actually went to the gym and got that because if a doctor did I would go with 50.
What's weird about it? You don't like the way the waist? That's a waist trainer little waist that you got there.
No, it ain't either.
The doctors.
What doctor would scope you out to make you still look like pretty much like how you look? 100% she went to the gym and got that body because there is no way a doctor would.
No,
If she paid for that,
she nipped and tucked and flat tummy teed her way all the way up there. Like,
She got the flat tummy tea.
done. Absolutely not. She didn't.
She needs a refund.
Bill, what you giving it? What odds?
One thing I know about Lanithia Leaks is that she's
Your friends.
No,
First
but
name basis.
I do know her son, and I have interacted with her a couple times. And the
But
one
you
thing I
did
do know about her,
You did what with her?
the one thing I do know about her from my interactions is that she's not doing any real work. She's going to pay for everything she can get. That knows she paid for it. That forehead, she paid for it.
You paid for
Oh,
it.
she got her forehead done. How you get your forehead done?
Them Botox injections, them lips, she paid for them. She's not doing anything on her own. She's not even raising her. Okay, I'm going to go with 0%.
Oh my!
So basically,
So we're
she
giving
just
her
throws
0?
money around because.
Absolutely.
That's the
And
line.
Ty, what are you giving her?
Oh, I already put my 0 in. I don't know why. It didn't count already.
I don't know why I didn't count. All right, so yeah, you guys, Dex and Ty. I mean, not Dex and Ty. Ty and Will. You guys tied to win this round. So Dex and not Dex. You lose. You lose. Ty and Will are the winners of the Oddsmakers game.
Actually,
guys, do you have
more,
anything that you would like to say?
I got more correct than Ty did. So
No, y'all were tied.
no, he only got 1 right. I got 2 right.
No, I'm not about to argue about how close we thought to Jason's pattern of thinking.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Absolutely not happening.
Most ridiculous.
William,
Should
if
we
you'd like
all
to win the
strive to
game,
just do better?
William, if you'd like to win the game, I will gladly give you the victory and join Dexter in the so-called loser circle.
Oh, you didn't have to give it to me.
Dex, it's time for Dex's BS report.
Thank you. All right, I'll keep it brief today. I only have a couple. There is a woman in Miami. She is a 32-year-old. She's been living in a treehouse for 24 years. Recently, escaping all types of bills and everything. And recently, cops found out about this, and there was a showdown outside the treehouse. The woman refused to move and refused to leave out of the treehouse, but unfortunately, cops did arrest her, and they didn't make her leave out of her treehouse.
What did they arrest her for?
Well, she was drunk, public intoxication.
She wasn't in her damn house.
In public, like outside. Also, there is a man in Pennsylvania who actually got married to his wife, and everything was going great until it came time for them to go to on their honeymoon. She couldn't find her passport. He decided to take a trip and go on the honeymoon by himself, and took pictures at the different locations they would have done, and sent the pictures to her as a nice gesture. Jason, you're recently married. How would your wife react to you doing that?
I don't think I'd be married anymore, but I'd like to feel like we could work it out.
After you get back from your trip?
If she was irresponsible enough to lose her passport at such a moment, then unfortunately she is going to...
I mean, what you want me to do? We just going to cancel the trip? Like,
Yeah,
neither one of us can go?
I'm definitely going on the trip without you.
Would you do that?
I absolutely
would. William would. Why'd you even ask
no,
me?
see, I couldn't. Like, if my wife forgot her passport, I'd be in the customs line, ripping that damn thing up. I'm not going. We're out of here.
Really? I think I probably would invite one of y'all. If my wife actually wants a passport. I mean, we wouldn't do the honeymoon activities. We wouldn't go swimming together.
a couples massage.
We'd be in there, couples massages and everything.
If you did all that,
go to that big heart bed with the jacuzzi.
And my final story of the day, Bro Talk Live has a lot of female viewers, and we pride ourselves on that. And one of the things that I know a lot of females deal with is menstrual pains at the time of the month and all that whole kind of thing. There is a new solution out there for you. It is called a weed tampon. So what happens here is you open up the contraption. It's just like a regular tampon. You put your weed in there. Yeah, because it's not like a regular tampon, but it is like a regular tampon.
You put your what in there?
Your weed. You put your weed inside of the tampon, and then you coat it in cocoa butter, and then you put it in, and then basically it doesn't get you high because it's not necessarily entering your bloodstream, but it does relieve pressure and relieve pain, and it helps you have a smoother transition while you guys are on the time of the month. So if you're looking
somebody will waste weed like that is terrible. What?
So if you're looking to relieve a little bit of pain during your menstrual cycle, there's a solution.
Better get
you heard it here first on Bro Talk Live.
Like that. Are you kidding me? Some Advil? What the hell are you wasting? Thank you, Dex. We appreciate it. It is now time for seats. Bill, do you have a seat to give?
Yes, this is the section of the show where we go off and we kind of give people seats who are deserving of doing nothing more than sitting there raggedy, soggy-faced cow stomachs in seats. And so my seat is going to, I have several seats because we've been off for quite some time, but I'll just give you one of the most pressing. My seat has to go to Ann Coulter because this was a couple weeks ago. They did the roast of Rob Lowe on Comedy Central, and she got her raggedy face up there, and she just badmouthed Obama the entire time and plugged that raggedy book that nobody wanted.
Like somebody want to hear that. Now, who the hell
Nobody wanted to
hold
hear
up,
it.
where do these white people get off thinking that every time someone says something, they want to hear about the left wing or the right wing? Like, nobody want to hear that during regular damn conversation. Like, people just think people want to hear that all day long. Don't nobody care.
But
Gladly,
now, are
though,
you
they
mad at
drug
Ann
her
Coulter?
tail.
Are you only mad at Ann Coulter, or are you mad at Comedy Central as well? Because I feel like that's a problem with them even putting her up there.
No,
Well,
I
they
know
put
they
up
put her up there because they knew she would get drugged for the filth of lamb. Like they knew they were going to drag her, so they allowed it. So I'm so here for Comedy Central for allowing her to get drugged by like Jewel. Jewel drugged her. Like, are you? She like dragged her. She was like, I'm a feminist, so I don't really appreciate everything everybody says up here. But Ann Coulter's here, and I hate them, so I hate her, so I'm obliged. Like, just what I needed. They
Rob
compared
Love, somebody said, somebody said that the only joy that the Mexicans are going to get from Ann Coulter is when they bury her, when they dig the grave to bury her body.
That's not funny.
That's hilarious.
So rude. It was so rude. They killed Ann Coulter, and I loved it.
Every moment.
Oh, I have to see that. I didn't get to see that.
You need to watch it. They drug Ann Coulter from here to South Africa.
The roast of Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we move on with seats?
Are you over it?
No, because I have quite a few that are burning a hole in my soul at this point.
Go ahead.
Like, I've been waiting to give my seats. All right, so I'll just give three very quick seats. All right, so the first one. So today I went to the liquor store just like I normally do, and like I'm right here, the cashier's up here, and then this guy's kind of in the line or whatever. So I'm like kind of standing next to him, but like kind of behind him. And the cashier goes to me. She's like, the line starts back there. So I look at the guy, and I'm just like, well, there's nobody behind him, so it's really not that big of a deal. So I just stand, where I was continuing to stand. Like, if there was somebody else behind him, then it's like I'm getting in front of them, but there's nobody there. Your store is empty. So, like, I'm like, okay, whatever. So I still stand there. So then the guy goes up to pay for his stuff or whatever, and then she tells me, the guy goes up, he pays for his stuff, and then she tells me, you need to go back there because that's where the line is. And it was like this little black pole, and I'm just like, but you're free. So I go there and stand there, and then she's like, okay, I can take you here. Okay. So I go up, and I put my stuff on the counter, and she's going to say, how are you today? I'm great. Okay. And then she said, I'm fine, too. I said, okay. So then she brings my stuff up, and then she says, oh, wait, I need to see some ID.
Oh.
Okay, like, miss, like, it's I wouldn't be in here if I didn't have ID, but I'm like, okay, so I give her the ID, and then she's like, examining the ID, looking at me, looking at the, miss, ain't nothing changed, I just got the ID in January, hand it back, let's go. So she gives me back the ID, and then she goes, oh, it's $60, and I said, it's not, because your screen says 50. She said, then she goes, I'm just playing, I'm like, okay.
Girl, what?
Like she did absolutely too much. It's so inferior. And I was like, you're doing this because you want to see them the show tonight, and I'm gonna give you one. My second seat is gonna go to the Obama girl, the daughter of the Obamas. Like, look, if you want to smoke,
hold on, what you won't do is call her the Obama girl.
Okay, she has a name.
Okay.
One's named Sasha, and one is called Malia.
I guess this is Malia, the older one. I don't know.
The Harvard-educated one? Is that the one?
Neither one of them are in Harvard. What are you talking about?
The one that's going to Harvard, the one who was accepted into Harvard.
Okay, she was accepted.
Year after next.
Now listen, Malia, you can smoke all the weed you want to smoke. If that's what you want to do, you can do it. I could care less about you smoking weed. My issue with you is that you're stupid. You cannot, and I repeat, cannot go around with these people that you consistently walk around with and allow them to take pictures of you doing these kind of things.
These white people, yeah. That's what she needs, black friends. She has white friends right now.
No, I'm not making this a race thing, but I'm just saying these people you're hanging out with. My issue with it is not that they're taking pictures of you, like whatever, they're taking pictures of you, but you dummy, listen to this. If these people are willing to snap a picture of you and send it out to the internet, they're willing to lace your weed, they're willing to drug your drinks. You got to be much more smarter than that.
That's true.
Get yourself together. And my final seat is going to go to this guy. I have a friend who is a major member of Team Dex, like one of the best members of Team Dex, and they posted a picture on Instagram the other day with their boyfriend or fiance, I'm sorry, casually holding her stomach or whatever, and this troll goes, "Pregnant are we?" What you won't do is disrespect one of the founders of Team Dex. You sit your light-skinned, lanky down, okay? And don't you get up either.
Wait, what happened?
That's it.
I was going to bring this up. Thank you for bringing this up. Look, I don't care. Shakima, it's her fault. She should never posted that picture with her man holding her stomach like that, and she did not want that comment. That's what she was doing. She was reaching for a comment, and she knew that if she posted that picture, she was going to get one, and I gave it to her. So don't sit here and act like I'm the bad guy for giving it to her. She wanted that attention, and she got it. He was cupping that stomach like she was pregnant. And so I just wanted to ask, because no one decided to ask.
He didn't know where to put his hands.
I was going to be the one.
He didn't know where
I was going to do some
so
investigative journalism, and I wanted to figure out what the answer to the question was that everyone was wondering. So there you go. Thank you. My seat goes to the New York Times. About, let me see, how many years ago was this? 13 years ago, Beyonce, whose birthday was yesterday, decided to release an album called Dangerously in Love, which was, as Bill knows, the precursor.
Oh my God, you're so hyped and so pressed right now. Like, move on.
It was the precursor to a legend, soon to be known as Beyonce Knows Carter. What are you laughing about that?
Because I know where you're going with this. Like, you can still be seated, and she ain't.
I'm not.
She still ain't.
You damn right she still ain't. So where I'm getting to is that the New York Times decided to do an article back in 2003, and let me just get this article up for you real quick. Let me just give me a couple of seconds, and I will get this article up for you. But the article was from, here we go, the New York Times. Let's get this bad boy up right here, and we will post this BroTalkLive.com. The title says, "Music, the solo Beyonce, she's no Ashanti."
She ain't.
And you are damn right she's not. But at the time, Ashanti had come out with a little album or whatever like that, went platinum or whatever like that. And Beyonce had just came out. And so the New York Times decided to do an op-ed piece about how Beyonce would never be like Ashanti, and how, Beyonce is all about fun or whatever like that. And Ashanti doesn't care about fun. All she cares about is her pride, and who forget about the men or whatever like that. She doesn't need that because she's Ashanti. New York Times, let me tell you something. You were wrong, and I would like a retort of this article, because it's still up and it's still available online. It needs to be redone, and it needs to be rewritten so that we can see who the superior one in this argument was. Because you look real stupid right now. Who is Khalifa Sanaa? I don't know where you're at now, Miss, but
unemployed.
I'm sure you're not at the New York Times with analysis like that. So I just want you to know, New York Times, that you can't hide your blunders. We see right through it, and we know that you made a mistake and you need to atone for it. And that is why Beyonce Knows Carter has never done an interview with the New York Times since. And I rest. Ty?
I do have a seat, and I've been holding on to this one for a while. I am a very, very nice person in public, and I really respect my elders. So I was in my complex has this place called the Clubhouse, where you go, you eat, whatever. We were having some event, and I was getting in line to get.
Did y'all have hummus?
Did
y'all have hummus? White people love hummus.
And so do I. Everybody loves hummus.
Wait, hummus is really good.
Yeah, I really do love hummus, and it comes from the Middle East, so I don't know why white people are famous for it. But anywho,
famous?
That's what you just said. White people love hummus.
I didn't say they was famous though.
It tastes like tuna fish.
What?
So,
tuna fish.
Who's gonna take that damn tuna fish? Shut up.
What hummus are you eating?
It tastes like tuna fish too.
Yeah, Jason, you know it do.
No,
we'll be eating spam thinking it's hummus.
That's like that has.
He eats canned hummus. That's the problem.
I don't know what the hell you're eating that tastes like tuna fish. That's like probably sardines or something.
Tuna fish though.
That's what it tastes like. They up here throwing like it's all like
tuna fish.
Everybody eating it because it tastes like a fat-free tuna fish. That's what it is.
No,
that's why everybody's scarfing it down their throats.
Somebody told you it was hummus. It must have been like
no, it was hummus. I went
like
to a real restaurant and I ate hummus.
No restaurant.
Restaurant sells hummus.
Y'all hate me.
You definitely didn't have hummus. I don't know what the hell it was you were eating. Like,
All right,
must be
go
eating,
ahead.
like, coke shit or something. Moving on. So I had gotten my food and my things already, and I went back into the line to reach for some condiments, whatever. And this old Caucasian woman, she goes, the line is back there. And so I looked at her with a stare of death, and I was going to go off on her, but then this other woman, she said, actually, he's just grabbing condiments. And I was able to let it go. I was really happy that the lady came to my rescue, because I was going to let this old woman have it. Like, who the hell do you think you are to speak to me, number one? Number two, if I'm busting in line, I'm getting in line, and there's nothing you can do because I'm superior to you. Three, don't speak to me. Like, it really, really pissed me off that she spoke to me. Like, I don't like when people talk to me. If I don't know you, you don't know me. I might be dangerous. Like, what gives you enough security to say to me that I need to get in the back of the line? Like, no, don't stand up for people's rights.
Privilege.
You're like, who the hell do you think you are?
Can I give one more quick seat?
Yeah.
I want to give a quick seat to Beyonce.
Nope.
No,
Because let me tell you this. Yesterday, yesterday, Beyonce said.
This has been another edition
Oh,
of Bro Talk
no.
Live.
Yesterday, Beyonce
Thank you.
said,
Have a good night.
She said and celebrated her 40th birthday last night, partying,
watch your mouth.
having a
You
great
watch your
time, just chilling, having a great time at her birthday party. Then today, Beyonce rolls around and tells people in New Jersey, at MetLife Stadium, like, you know what? I can't do the concert tonight. I'm gonna rest my voice.
She's on a vocal rest because she's
a
singing
vocal rest.
like the rest
Taylor
of these girls,
Swift
like
doesn't
Ashanti
take Taylor Swift
and
doesn't
Rihanna
take vocal
and Britney
rest.
Spears.
And for good reason. She doesn't need
Things
the rest
for good reason.
You don't see Britney Spears calling out for vocal rest. You don't see
because she
Rihanna
doesn't
calling
use
for
her
vocal rest. Beyonce is supposed to be the one. Beyonce's supposed to be the
Britney
one.
Spears
You don't
is
get
on
break for
permanent
vocal
vocal
rest.
rest because she
Beyonce,
doesn't
you need to
sing.
sit down and take care of that voice.
Beyonce rolled over and was like,
That's it. That's it.
Jersey, and moved on.
Beyonce rolled over, looked at that bank account and said, girl, I don't feel like it tonight. Y'all will deal. And she went about her life. That's what she did.
But I know
Let me tell you something. Here's why those are.
Oh, here we go. Now, let Rihanna call for vocal rest. You wouldn't be giving this dissertation. You shut up too and take a seat.
No, you shut up because vocal rest implies that you've been using them vocals. Ashanti could never. She doesn't have an album that'll go. She would. She ain't got a vocal to sing on. She ain't got one. Her and Keisha Cole sharing a vocal cord.
Beyonce should have been more. She should have been more concerned about her vocals than she was that 45th birthday party last night. That's
she's concerned about every single #1 album she's dropped. Get yourself together.
You can drop all the #1 albums you want, but if you can't get them vocals together after your 50th birthday party, then that's a problem.
We'll see Ashanti using them vocals at the Grammys, trying to get inside and ask people for tickets. That's the only thing we're gonna see.
It don't matter. Like we're talking about Beyonce right now. That's what we're talking about.
It is about Whitney Hutton concert tickets.
She's gonna be out there selling fish plates with Keisha Cole, and that is all that matters. Okay.
Oh well. Them vocals will be rested though.
Of course they were, because nobody's trying to hear them. No one wants to hear them.
Dex, you mad? Dex,
you mad? Stay mad and stay ugly.
Don't use my
line. Stay ugly.
Don't use my line.
For Dex, for Ty, for Bill, this has been another edition of Bro Talk Live. My name is Jay Urban. Hope you enjoyed it. Log on BroTalkLive.com. Subscribe to our new channel on YouTube, Bro Talk. We out. Dex, don't you